Good morning and welcome to the 888 Holdings Plc EGM. Throughout this recorded meeting, attendees will be in listen-only mode. Questions are encouraged and can be submitted at any time using the Q&A tab situated on the right-hand corner of your screen. Just please simply type in your questions at any time and press send. I'd now like to hand over to Chairman John Mendelsohn. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is now just after 10 a.m. and I'm delighted to welcome you to the general meeting of 888 Holdings Public Limited Company. I'm also pleased to welcome attendees and all shareholders who have chosen to follow the proceedings of this meeting over the online Investor Meet Company platform. Shareholders are invited to submit over the online platform any questions in respect of the business of the meeting for the board to consider. The board will aim to respond to questions relevant to the business of the meeting which have been submitted in advance or during the meeting over the online platform. Shareholders not attending in person and wishing to vote at the meeting have been strongly encouraged to do so by completing a form of proxy or a form of direction as appropriate. Shareholders are not able to vote over the online platform. I'd like to now introduce you to my colleagues, Anne de Kerkhoff, our Senior Independent Director, Itai Puzner, our Chief Executive Officer, Yariv Dafna, our Chief Financial Officer, Mark Summerfield, an Independent Non-Executive Director, and Limor Ganot, an Independent Non-Executive Director. The business of the meeting is set out in the notice of the general meeting, and with your approval, I would like to take the notice of the meeting as read. Is that agreeable? Any indications that isn't? No? Thank you very much. I will now explain the procedures for dealing with today's business. During the meeting, the resolution will be proposed before it is put to the meeting. Any questions from the floor must be asked when business is on the table. Only shareholders can ask questions, and the meeting can only consider matters detailed in the notice of meeting. And in accordance with Article 102 of the company's Articles of Association, I, as chairman, will enforce that all resolutions put to the meeting be decided by poll. Only shareholders or their proxies may vote, and the scrutineer today will be the company secretary, Elizabeth Bisbee. In accordance with Article 109 of the company's Articles of Association, every shareholder shall have one vote for each share which they are the registered holder. If shares are held in joint names, then only the first named shareholder may vote. Regarding shareholders who have sent a form of proxy to the company's registrars appointing me to vote on their behalf, I will vote on the motion in the manner instructed in their forms of proxy or where the form was left blank at my discretion. The votes cast will be verified against the register of members. The results of the poll will be announced as soon as possible and will be published on the company's website. So, the necessary quorum being present, I now declare the general meeting open. There is one single resolution put to the meeting today, which requests shareholder approval by way of ordinary resolution to the proposed acquisition of the international non-US business of William Hill under and on the terms set out in the sale and purchase agreement. The acquisition will create a global online betting and gaming leader by bringing together two highly complementary businesses and combining two of the industry's leading brands. It represents a transformational opportunity for the company to significantly increase its scale, further diversify its product mix, and accelerate the upward shift of its revenue growth profile. The combination is expected to deliver significant operating efficiencies and cost synergies leading to improved profit margins. Under the listing rules of the Financial Conduct Authority, the acquisition is classed as a reverse takeover and as such is conditional on shareholder approval. So I propose this ordinary resolution as set out in the notice of the meeting. Before putting the resolution to the vote, I will address any shareholder questions on the acquisition. So I invite questions. There being no further questions, I will now put the motion to approve the acquisition of William Hill to the vote. This is now time for those to indicate assent. And those who disagree. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the business of this general meeting of your company. I therefore declare the formal meeting is closed. The result of each poll will be announced as soon as possible and will be published on the company's website. I want to thank you for joining us here and online this morning. Thank you. Here ends the meeting.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed. Could I please ask attendees not to close the online session, as you'll now be automatically redirected in order that you can provide your feedback to management. This may take a few moments to complete, but I'm sure will be greatly valued by the company. On behalf of the board of 888 Holdings Plc, we'd like to thank you for attending today's meeting. Good afternoon, or good morning, should I say, to you all.